John, and welcome back to another episode. In this review, I'll be showing you the Star Wars Power of the Force 2 exclusive 3 3/4 inch figures. These figures were released anywhere between 1995 and 1999. Some figures were only available through mail-away offers, some figures were only available through fan club, and others were only available through the internet website. So let's take a closer look at each figure individually. I hope you guys enjoy. The first figure I'm going to show you is the very first exclusive figure for the Power of the Force 2 line. And this is Han Solo in Stormtrooper. The helmet actually comes off, and as you can see, it's got Han Solo. The head itself is the same head and sculpt as the first Han Solo came out in 1985, so it's the same head sculpt as before. The head does not move or anything like that. The arms move, the legs move, all that, but the head is in place. It doesn't really twist or turn, unfortunately. But the helmet fits on perfectly. This figure was actually available only through Fruit Loops, and it was a promotion they did for a limited time where you send in 2 proof of purchases and a complete order form, and they would mail you this figure in the mail. It came in with a white box with a baggie, but I think it was a really cool looking figure. Now later on, Hasbro, or Kenner at this time, I should say, same company, but this time it was branded as Kenner. They actually had a Death Star Escape set, which had Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, both in Stormtrooper, and Chewbacca in he's chained up. And that Han Solo is actually slightly different than this Han Solo. Same head and everything, but just the pose itself is a little bit different, the way the legs are positioned. The one thing I do not like about this particular figure is the way that the feet are placed. As you can see, if they're kind of pointed, so you almost have to move them to be able to stand up. It's hard for it to stand up straight. So it's one gripe I have about this one figure, but overall the detail is really cool. It looks just like a normal Stormtrooper figure. You would never know unless you take the helmet off. That's Han Solo and Stormtrooper. There are 4 exclusives released in 1997. The first one I'm going to show you is Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This was available only through free-to-lay offer, very similar to the Fruit Loops offer I just showed you through Han Solo and Stormtrooper. You could only send away several proof of purchase from free-to-lay, select bags, and then you send an order form. You cover shipping. This is what they send you. It came with a white box, plastic bag, and a $5 coupon. I never got that $5 coupon, so maybe some came with it later on, some didn't, I don't know, but I was really excited to get this. Now, it's not posable at all. The arms do not move, the head does not move. Got a solid base. You can see the bottom, 1997, it says Kenner, China, made in China, but not very posable. One of the many Spirit figures they would later release in the line. This figure was later repacked into a 3-pack. It was called Jedi Spirits, came out in 1998, also by Hasbro or Kenner. And the difference between this one and this one is this figure is more clear, it's more shiny, where this figure is more posable. The arms actually move in it, and a little bit more greater detail to the figure itself. So don't get the two confused. This is almost got like a matte finish on it too, okay? The next figure I'm going to show you, this is a fan club exclusive. I believe he retailed about $4.99. This is a Cantina band member. His arms are very posable. His head does move. His legs do not bend or anything like that. The cape does, this jacket, wherever clothes do come off. And he came with a whole bunch of instruments. The whole idea is you can order a whole bunch of them and create your own Cantina band set. So it's a generic figure with a whole bunch of different instruments, and you can hold the instruments and you can play them, all that cool stuff. That was a fan club exclusive. And this figure right here is Bomar Monk. This is an internet exclusive. And this figure right here, this character right here, I should say, freaked me out as a kid, because this guy was in Return of the Jedi. Remember the scene where C-3PO and R2-D2 are walking into Jabba's palace? This figure actually crosses behind them, and when they right when they enter. And this is a Bomar Monk, and basically what it is, there are these monks that live in Tatooine, and he's holding a brain, the Bomar Monk brain. So it's a spider droid that's holding the brain. So it's a its brain's alive, I guess. Now this figure is also later released in 2004 by Kenner, or I should say Hasbro at this point. And this is also repacked, so you can see this. It comes with the Bomar Monk. The detail is a little bit different. He's got the red bowl instead of blue, so it's a big difference. And this figure is a little bit more, I think, more attention to detail. So don't get these two confused when you see him out in the wild, okay? The last exclusive figure released in 1997 was this Star Wars Special Edition Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. I'm going to open this up, take it out, and show you. I got an interesting story behind this figure, because this is only available through, it's a theater edition Luke Skywalker, so they only hand it out when you watch Star Wars Special Edition in theaters. Opening night, Return of the Jedi, opening day, March 7th, 1997. I saw an article in the newspaper, local newspaper where I grew up in Bellevue, Washington, and I saw that the local movie theater by where I lived was going to hand these out at the first non-matinee movie on the state, March 7th, 1997. So my buddies and I went to the movie, first non-matinee movie, and they weren't handing them out. So we went to the manager, like, what's the deal? They're like, oh, we're going to release in the bigger theater. So we talked to the manager, and like, well, this is the whole point why we went there. He ended up giving a couple. So this is a figure I got back then, 1997, March 7th. It's the same figure. Unfortunately, it's the same figure that they released on Power of the Force 2 Jedi Knight. There's nothing special about this particular figure. It's the case that makes it special. You got this logo here, special edition, Luke Skywalker. It says theater edition right there. And on the back, it's pretty much the same. Okay, so the only difference is this right here is really what makes it different. I'm not sure how many of these were released, limited to, but it's pretty cool that they did this. The next two figures were released in 1998. These are exclusive sets. This was an internet exclusive, Cape and Muff Tack. These were the first time they actually released these type of figures. Cape's got a kind of a hand knife there, and then Muff Tack's got a pistol. These characters were in the cantina scene in The New Hope. On the back, you got this thing you can cut out, a little file thing about them. Okay, information about the website came out in 1998 by Kenner, which is Hasbro Inc. They just used the name Kenner. They purchased Kenner a while back before this, and pretty cool set. All right, here's the next one. This is a fan club exclusive. This is Ula and Salacious Crumb, and also first time you'd see these figures in this line. They didn't make any vintage figures. Well, they did make a Salacious Crumb vintage one for him for Jabba the Hutt, but Ula, it's the first one time they made her. And this is a really cool set. All right. Part of it, it's hard to tell, but part of her, what she's wearing is actually painted on, and some of it's actually cloth. The very bottom's cloth. And here's the back. Here's another card you can cut out for your file. It's got Star Wars Kids information. You can join that. It's recyclable. It's always good to know. Now they did re-release Ula later on, recently actually, in this Jabba the Hutt Walmart set. And there's Ula right there. You can see the difference between the two. A little bit different molding. She's got all cloth now, whereas before it was painted on. So, and she's a lot more posable here. You can see her arms move, where her elbows move and stuff, whereas she doesn't necessarily move here. The last exclusive that was released for Power of the Force 2 was this Wooher. This was a fan club exclusive, and it comes with Contact. Came out in 1999. And he says three different things. He says, or four different things. He says, droid alarmist facts, hey, we don't serve this kind here. Your droid, they'll have to wait outside. No blasters. Pretty much all the lines he had in the movie, New Hope. And this is the first and last time they made Wooher. And he comes with a droid detector unit. So that is the exclusive Power of the Force 2 3/4 inch figures released between 1995 and 1999. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and may the Force be with you. Take care.